Hello everybody out there and welcome back to another indie comic book review. We are in episode 92.
Yep.
8 more to go before we reach 100, and reminder, nothing will change for this review regardless of what announcements are made during 300 until after this review reaches 100 at least. We are so close, we're not going to let 5 extra weeks change this show. If there are any changes, again, there are no hints. Maybe nothing's going to happen as far as the reviews. But if there are, nothing changes for at least 5 more weeks after 300, so this review will make it to 100. Not that many books this week.
Yeah.
Really weird. And next week's the same thing, kind of. Not too many books next week either.
We've got some...
We got a lot of physical,
and
we got a nice amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digital, and one of them is just an honorable mention. So this is going to be a very short indie review.
6 for 6, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so we have 12 books altogether. Not too bad. So it's a pretty moderate indie review. The books in this review were released on
July 8, 2015. Is it the first week? No, it isn't the first week of July. Second week.
That's right.
By
the way, there are some books that we are reading. Unfortunately, because we are preparing for 300, those books, we are reading them, but we're reading them a bit slower. There will be new books showing up that were released already for the indie review. Just give us a little bit more time, and they will start showing up as time moves forward. But until then, let's start with this week's books.
Starting with Archie Comics, Sonic the Hedgehog, issue number 274, World
Continue with
Unite.
the poster.
Yeah, the variant cover, World Unite, part 7 of 12. And in this comic, we find out last time how the Deadly Six got into all the Mega Man team to, shoot all of Sonic and his friends. Like, basically betray him, all that. We get some really nice artwork, I should say much. And they're trying to figure out how they're going to get Mega Man to snap out of that because of the Deadly Six. We also get a shadow picture of Chun-Li from Street Fighter.
Again. So now we are more than halfway past this event, and no one has shown up yet except for one shadow of Chun-Li.
Yeah, but she's going to make some calls, so that's good. Then we have Dr. Wily and...
My gripe, again, they advertised that all of these people were going to be in this event, and they're not. Again, if they didn't make the announcement, or if they didn't have this poster, I wouldn't care. I was going into this thinking it's just Sonic and just Mega Man, so whatever, hooray, awesome. But the promise of having characters, and now you're halfway through the series already?
More than halfway, because of part 7.
Yeah, it kind of irks me, because then don't say you're going to have, other characters join in, say they're going to make very minor appearances, because that's what it's going to end up being, the way this story is going.
Right.
But I will say the Mega Man and Sonic parts are very good.
They are, definitely. So both doctors, Wily and Eggman, have the Egg Wily Uppity Robot Scambler cannon that they shoot at Mega Man and Mega Man X to snap them out of that, along with the Deadly Six who snap out of it. And, they want to rest up for Sigma, and Zero's trying to say, we're waiting too long, we're giving him more of that to make more people, more armies, and, well, we have all the Maverick bosses from Mega Man series that are going to be going after them, and that does not look good. Along with Sigma, who got more bigger in robot form, to be continued in Mega Man. So, wow. I can't wait to see how they're going to get out of this. This is going to be really something. But it's awesome. It's been going awesome. Really loving the World Unite series in Archie Comics. Next one from Image, The Walking Dead, issue number 144. This is where, Rick and Carl reunited from last issue. We saw that there were so many walkers that were there, that Rick saw. And... like he's just talking to the gang members, or the Alpha team, I'm guessing, of, all that's happening and all the chaos. Carl and Lydia, they're getting more closer together, and Rick's just saying, we have to go, and, that's it. And the mother... was like really, she was going like really crazy in this issue with Rick, and just saying, we're not like you, we're way different, and even her daughter left her and just said, if you want to go, just go, and that's it. So that was like really big moment for that. And here's some artwork. Just show you that. So really, there was just like lots of talking. Just Rick to bring Carl back to the team, or bring him back there. But Rick actually finds out what happened to, remember, Michonne and all the rest. Oh boy, what he found out what happened, and one of the characters. Get ready for this, Chris. Someone actually, yeah. And after all that waiting and going there, Rick lost a lot of people. And then I think Maggie, I think her name is, tells Rick.
Not Maggie, that's Andrea.
Yeah, Andrea, I'm sorry, yeah. Saying, so Rick, what do we do now? After what he found out. I'm not going to tell you what Rick found out. You're going to have to read this issue because I do not want to give it away. But when I saw that, I was like, oh my god. And even
was Jesus one of them?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. Wait, now, was Jesus one of them? Because I think I saw him at the
There
end.
were a lot of heads. Without saying much.
Thank you, Chris.
Next page.
But no, I don't think he was there.
She was part of the team for a while.
Yeah, she was, yeah. And no, I don't think I saw him.
No.
No.
Okay.
I thought I didn't see him, no. But, lots of some stuff without giving too much away. No, next is my book.
Oh, because my book's Image.
Yeah, yours is
Image.
the next one.
Okay,
Next
fine.
one. Alright, IDW, you want to do Image?
No, just go ahead.
Alright, IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Color Classics Volume 3, City at War. This is part 5 of 13. And we get the perspectives of still what happened. Master Splinter, I will say, gets a really painful ending for him in this book. But, like I'll show you, like, he falls off one of the buildings, and here's some artwork, by the way. And he's in not good condition, and he's all crippled from what happened to his leg, and like he just can't get up or anything. And I really felt bad for his character. And then meanwhile, we go into the Turtles, and in this story, you know, Leo's just saying, you know, it's time to just accept reality, and we just don't know what the hell we're doing. And Raphael's saying, like, what happened to honor? And Leo's like saying, honor? What honor? Just no matter what we do is just not working. So that's where you need Master Splinter for this part. And they don't know what happened to him. So, yeah, so we go back to Splinter after he wakes up and he just can't move. So how they're going to find him is going to be really something else. And then we get into some Casey Jones and April with their stuff, and definitely read the book for that because it's only a brief things of what happened. And as the Foot Clan attacks, the reporter's just saying, you know, when will this violence stop? And basically calling out.
I know what's going to happen in the next.
I
know what's going to happen in the next issue.
You do? Yeah. I have that feeling that I know what's going to happen also. And that's to be continued in the next image. And now, Chris, is your image book.
Last part to this chapter of Saga. Saga issue number 30. Marco and Alana are reunited. Prince Robot IV gets his baby back. The janitor gets what he deserves. However, I won't say what happens to the babe for Marcos and Alana's kid, because something does happen, and it's the janitor's fault. He's screwed up, and you can see how he screwed up by the very beginning of this book. And the grandmother, as well as... why is that name completely gone from your... Hazel. End up, spoiler alert, because this is not going to be out for a while anymore, they end up getting taken away. So now Marco and Alana are going off to find their daughter, and something happens with the will. I'm not going to say what, read this book to find out, but the book ends with a couple of years. Every book ends a couple of years later. We get to see where Hazel is a couple of years later again. So apparently Marco and Alana are still looking for her, but, or at least that's what they're alluding to right now. We find out after the next chapter starts. We'll find after this brief vacation, I think they're going to be taking a 2-3 month break from Saga, and then we'll be getting the next chapter again. But this was an excellent read. I'm really glad I jumped back onto Saga. And I'm glad that there's a break now, so this way when the next chapter comes out, I'll be ready and we'll be getting it from the first part of the new chapter. I am, however, caught up with the entire series, thank God, finally, through the Giant trade paperback, the trade right before this story arc, and now I've gone through this story arc, so good to go for the next chapter.
Okay, two Xenoscope books, which are mine now review. Oz, Reign of the Witch Queen, issue number 3 of 6. And I could just sum up this whole book. It's basically Dorothy and the rest planning to attack Zamora. Because Zamora is trying to take over all of Oz with the night and everything. I do have to admit, though, the artwork's like really beautiful in this one. Like, it's just... Like, I don't know if the artwork changed or anything, because it looks more realistic in some sort of way. I mean, I don't know, maybe that's just me or something. So,
no, the artwork didn't change, that's for sure.
Oh, maybe it's just me then, I don't know. And I like how when people say, you know, Dorothy, you know, Zamora, you know, you're going to be like her because of all the staff is getting to her mind. She says, I'm not my mother, I'm never going to be like her, so just get over that, you know. So, all they're trying to do is trying to find out how to get to her and to have a war with her using all of the magical forces, because we know how Zamora is. And there's like one part of the story where they did the past, where, you know, how, you know, the mother and father were with Galinda and Smith. And we find out also how Smith turned into the animal, actually, in this one. And that one you'll just have to read the book because I don't want to give that away. So Bartleby with the lion, why do I forget his name? I can't remember his name. Along with Tin Man, they're all working together, but we all know how Tin Man betrayed the team, so they're trying to still, you know, trust him more. And at the end of this book, they fight one of the Zamora's knights, and he's not going down that easily with the scepter. And there's a lot about that, and you're going to have to read this issue, and then we'll find out more of how he'll get knocked down. So that's really something. I did not expect that in the end of this story. And finally, Wonderland, issue number 37. This is part 1 of Retribution. So, I think this story focused more on Violet's point of view. I think her name's Violet. I always get mixed between Violet and Callie. No,
That's
Callie's
Callie.
yeah, Callie, yeah. So
Violet's in the school. Let me
yeah,
help
Violet's in the school. Yeah, I know. I always get mixed up. So, you know, Callie just has a talk with like one of her friends who is going through some divorce and stuff like that, and then the rabbit comes along, and we know the rabbit means that there's news that is about, and in this one, it's in the graveyard of the gods in Wonderland, and what they're talking about is that there's someone that's greater than the White Queen, and there's just like lots of control that happens in this issue, or control that's coming.
Oh, the King of Spades.
Yeah, King of Spades makes an appearance in this. And he has lots of revenge that he wants to do, including killing the White Queen and making Wonderland rise again. Now this part is where Violet's in this one, where she meets up with the cat, or why do I keep forgetting the cat's name?
Cheshire Cat.
Cheshire Cat. Why do I keep forgetting that? So, Cheshire is going after Violet because of all what happened with the White Queen. And speaking of the White Queen, she finds out that the realm is getting very, you know, strange, along with that person who's in the jail cell. And, you know, she just asks her a question. If you want to find out that, definitely read the book to find that out. But let's just say one of Callie's friends who she talked to in the beginning actually gets a very painful ending. Not a death ending, a very painful mental-like ending. So, really good. I mean, if you notice that I'm not giving away too much, I really just don't want to give away too much because Xenoscope is really doing an amazing job with their books, and I definitely want you guys to go check their comic books out along with the others that I reviewed. It's just really, I mean, it's something you don't want to miss. That's all I can say without giving too much.
Alright, honorable mention goes to Godzilla Rulers of Earth, issue number 25, the grand finale of the series after 2 years. Godzilla and the monsters versus the alien monsters. The ending, I will say this, the fight was awesome, the artwork was gorgeous, but the, gorgeous, very good. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, darling. The ending, I believe, is leading into Godzilla in Hell, because the ending is a very,
yeah, that's right,
a very sentimental kind of ending for certain characters, not just Godzilla, but one of the human characters as well.
Ooh.
So there's actually a little preview, Abandon All Hope, Godzilla in Hell, this month from IDW.
So you're gonna read it, or?
I'll be reading it, but I probably will not be reviewing Godzilla in Hell. I'll probably just be reading it for
the honorable
unless it really is good, then I'll give it a full review. But anyway,
Okay.
Bill and Ted's Most Triumphant Return, issue number 5 of 6.
Yes, only one more issue until we conclude that series. So, Bill and Ted, you know, they're in this other world now where D. Nicholas, I think that's his name or something like that, is now ruler of all the worlds. And what's weird about this is that, you know, there are certain words that they can't say, like dude and other types of words, because in this world, Nicholas with the robots has been taking over so many things and having so many laws, including the wanted people of Bill and Ted, because they can't say that either. So without saying the words and them getting caught, they have to try to survive all of what's going on. And there's also the appearance of the Grim Reaper, who doesn't remember Bill and Ted's way of winning his heart to them, because remember, this is all in the future, and he tries to save the kid more than Bill and Ted. Like, he's like saying, well, I don't care what happens to you guys, I care about what happens to the kid. So Bill and Ted meet up with this guy, who is actually the one with the glasses. Why can't I remember his name? But I think Rufus is his name, I think. Let's just go with that. So he tries to help out Bill and Ted with how to...
Rufus.
Yeah, it is Rufus. I was right. How to escape all this. And the Grim Reaper is... He tells a story about how D. Nicholas became a power. And the reason why is because there was a contest between him, Nicholas, and the Grim Reaper. Nicholas beat the Grim Reaper, so that he cheated his way out of death by bringing him back to life, because he challenged him when he was dead. So that's how he became the supreme ruler and all this and that. Basically immortality. Let's just put it that way. And now what they're trying to do, both Bill and Ted, is to try to get out of this law. And let's just say that D. Nicholas is not too happy to see Bill and Ted, because he has a vengeance, remember, against them. And then the second story was just about the Grim Reaper, you know, about taking one of the people, and the artwork was blech. I'll say that much. It was actually a project that they were doing about the Grim Reaper. The first story artwork had great artwork. This one was a little bit of a eh. So I just looked it over. It was just whatever.
Long Distance number 2.
Yeah, this one was a really long story. No pun intended to the title Long Distance. Just Carter and Lee, you know, they're getting more and more together. Like, we know how
They're getting closer, yeah.
Yeah, and their colors are. Like, when we meet up with Lee, her color background's pink, and Carter's background is green. So we know who's meeting who by airplane. And they're just talking, getting to know each other, and then when they fly back by the plane, they make plans of when they're going to see each other. And between their scheduling, you know, it gets a little bit in the way, and they try to find their way how to meet each other. And then we get their point of views of the companies, and they tell their friends how, you know, they're really close together and what they did. And, you know, and I like how it goes from different perspectives, and their text messaging back and forth as well. You know, like how things are going, and hopefully we'll get to meet each other whenever, and then do other things. And it's really, you know, you feel that connection between both Carter and Lee, and it really relates to a lot of people. You know, like this can relate to a lot of people, for those of you who are in long distance relationships, or who were, that are now together. such as myself and all that. So, yeah, it's just really, you know, just at heart, you know, with these two people, along with Carter's project with making new art because one of their directors didn't like it, and I think they had a little bout chicka wow wow one night.
Watch she gets pregnant.
I was just thinking that. I don't know how you read my mind there, but I was just thinking that. Yeah. So we'll see in the next issue. I love this issue. I'm gonna come back to the next one.
We have a new Army of Darkness from Dynamite. Vampirella Army of Darkness issue #1. Now, apparently something happened with Ash and he ended up back where he married Sheila, I guess after the space adventure somehow. This is not connected to what's going on with Ash in space. Apparently that's going to be a series. So this is kind of like another standalone book. So maybe before this happened or after. Somehow he ends up back in time, and he's drinking. There's a big party going on. He gets super drunk. He slaps Sheila on the butt. She gets embarrassed, and she tries to tell him that's pretty embarrassing. He's still completely drunk off of his butt, and he's like, it's a show of appreciation. Stop being... Basically, he upsets her a lot in this issue. It was really horrible.
He's drunk.
It was horrible. The whole beginning of this issue was just him and the guys getting drunk and just celebrating before something else happens. The Necronomicon is under their protection right now, so everything's fine. Then one of the guards, something happens to him. Ash thinks it's the Deadites. He goes looking, nothing. Sheila ends up going to sleep with the girls because something's on the loose. He sleeps by himself. And then he goes to the kitchen for a midnight snack, and guess what? That's where we get introduced to Vampirella, who tries to bite him. He uses the metal hand to stop her, shoots her, and then we get like this evil, dead vampire female person. Yeah. And that's where it ends. This was a very quick issue. A lot of dialogue, but it's a lot of drunken dialogue. So kind of a weak beginning, kind of. And I didn't like... I mean, we all know how Ash is, period. It was just, in my opinion, weak because of the way it just started up with them being drunk. And it's like, okay, well... It's a nice intro, but at the same time, it left me wanting a little bit more. I'm hoping the next issue will be better. So we'll see with the next issue. It was a decent read for an intro. Okay, we're in Valiant for the last two books. Bloodshot Reborn issue #4.
Yep. And Bloodshot issue #4... You know, we're still getting that whole thing of where Bloodshot, or Ray, I think his name is, I don't really, you know, is trying to say, you know, I don't want to do this anymore, and you two are just making it really hard for me. And he's just going after still the people who are imitating him as himself. Mm-hmm. And the detectives are saying, you know, that they know where Ray's is, and he meets up with one of the people who had the bloodshot eyes, and it was with this girl, and then when he defeats him, he explains to the girl, you know, that I could control it because these nanonites, or however he said it.
Nanites.
Yeah, how they infected my body. So I know how I can control it, but other people can, because of, you know, it gets to you and then it makes your eyes red. And he explains to the little girl about that, and he's like saying, you know, I can't take you with me because, well, he wants to, but the other two are like saying, no, she's a prostitute, and she's this and that, and then she'll get you in more trouble with the police. And after all that, he just says, you know, I don't care, I'm taking her in. So they go to a hotel where she stays for at least a night or so, and you know, that's it. You know, he has the thing that's in him, but he just, you know, is still having that confusion of whether to be Bloodshot or not. But I think in the next issue, he might just go back to being who he was, even though he's really having that confusion that he doesn't want to be. And I think in the next issue, Squirt takes over, Blood Squirt.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Alright, we're going into now the final book, which is Unity, issue #20. We did not get a physical copy of Unity because it's in the middle of a story.
And basically, I could sum this up. Basically, in the last issue, we saw that girl, I can't remember her name, how she killed Ninjak. So now, we're getting more backstory about her part, and how she met up with the other people, Gilad. Why can't I remember the other people? because they were at like the library, and she tries to escape from there. On the rooftop, she met with them. I'm sorry, with Gillid and his team as well, and they try to get her out. And it goes back now where Livewire now challenges her because she found out about Ninjak being dead. So
is Ninjak dead, or is he just?
I don't really. It looks like he is really.
I think that somehow will be undone.
Yeah, and they get more back to her story about how she became more strong, and how she got you know, chained down on one of the things. But then when there was an earthquake, she came back. So after that, her and Livewire have a match, and along with Ginger, the robot who comes in, and let's just say she takes out both Livewire and Ginger like that. The robot.
I don't like the artwork towards the end, like this part. I didn't like the artwork too much. Very sketchy.
Yeah, and the bigger they are, the harder they fall with Ginger the robot. But wow, World War Monger is in the next issue. I think her name is Monger. I think, but she's killing them all one by one. First Ninjak, then Livewire.
Yeah, I don't think this. I think this has to be some type of a dream
It
or
has
something
to
that'll
be,
be
because
undone. Because
there's no way
Ninjak
you
has his
can
own
end that.
ongoing. Yeah.
And that's it.
Anyway, that's it for this indie review, guys. As always, don't forget to check out ComicFrontline.com, Frontline Gaming Zone, and Zone4Podcast.com. Together, we are your #1 source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. Don't forget, guys, the weekend of August 1st and 2nd, big 300th comic review celebration. We are already planning. The planning is in the final stages, and then it's all about just getting the videos ready or the stuff ready, and then the weekend happens. So we're excited. Stay tuned. We did read our Big 2 books, so the Big 2 review should be, if this is going up Monday morning, the Big 2 review should be up Monday night. So look forward to the Big 2 review coming at you guys really soon. Until next time, everybody, take care, keep reading, keep collecting. We'll see you guys in the next review.
Later, everybody.